Okay, so we are gonna do something a little different. So we are we're streaming right now on the YouTube, but this
Mhm.
part isn't gonna make it onto the canned broadcast part because what we don't have on the online with the stream version with YouTube is we don't get to hear the show intro and show outro.
Okay.
So what I thought is you could play it and hear it for yourself for the first time here, and then we can kick off the show like for the broadcast part.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
go ahead and play it and put it up to the microphone so it'll pick it up on your just your phone to the microphone
All
here.
right. Ready?
Yeah. Welcome to the iTech Show on 88.7 The Pulse. Your self-proclaimed nerd host will break down the latest gadgets, apps, AI breakthroughs, and everything that makes our connected world awesome. Whether you're chasing the newest tech news, looking for smart productivity hacks, or just trying to keep your devices from driving you crazy, we've got the honest takes and practical tips you need. The iTech Show is underwritten by AZ Strut, Arizona students recycling used technology, helping Arizona schools and students by refurbishing computers and electronics. Now let's buckle up, power on, and geek out. This is the iTech Show. Huh?
Self-proclaimed nerd. Okay.
Welcome to the iTech Show. I am Jared Bodine.
I'm Asher Ridenauer.
And how do you like that new show intro? Pretty slick, right?
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's pretty good.
So I talked I think it was our last show. I talked about how I created our logo with AI.
It might have been the show before that.
Yeah, it was in a previous show, right? If you look at our YouTube version of this, I created a little square icon for our podcast stream. Well, guess what tool I used to help create that intro?
Did you really use AI again?
Heck yeah!
Wait, what part? Like
all of it?
The voice too?
No, that was my voice.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. But okay, so first thing is I tried a couple of my own scripts. Didn't quite get the tone I wanted.
Okay.
So I asked AI to punch it up. So the script isn't 100% AI, but I used it to
80-20 rule?
Fix it. Yeah, 80-20 rule. And then I have a whole like computer library of royalty-free music.
Of course you do.
And I couldn't find a song that fit what I wanted.
So you just had to make it?
So I went to an AI tool, and the prompt I used was I want a song that is techie and upbeat sounding.
Okay.
And something that kind of is sort of falls within the spirit of the theme song to the IT Crowd, that British sitcom from like 15, 20 years ago. Have you seen the IT Crowd?
No.
Do you know the theme song I'm talking about?
The oldest one I've seen is probably that Jimmy Fallon episode thing on SNL.
Oh, you mean the your company's computer guy skits I used to show? Yeah, so this is actually around that same era.
Oh, makes sense.
It was a great British comedy show, and it was about an IT department.
Okay.
And just their, hijinks and whatnot. But it was based in England. It was actually a BBC production or something. Okay. Anyway, so I like the theme song of that a lot, and I use it for a lot of things. And I thought, let's get my own thing. And that prompt alone, the name of that song that's in the background, is called, the name of the song. The AI helped me name it, right? The song is named "Have You Tried Turning It Off and On Again?" Isn't that a great name for a techie song?
That is pretty good.
I love it.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
And I was able to say, I want this song to be 40 seconds. I want no lyrics because I'll be talking over it. And I gave it my prompts. It has that sort of 8-bit vibe and sort of I love it.
It is pretty good. I gotta give you that.
AI, man.
AI did do pretty good.
Yeah, and then when we're done with this, we can play it off the outro on the phone so you can hear what it sounds like.
All right. By the way, for anybody listening, I have not heard any of these yet.
No. Yeah.
I saw an email from you, and then
I know, right?
Yeah, didn't watch.
Well, and I sent you the logo that I created. You never saw that email either.
You go to my spam for some reason.
What? You are spamming, or you're not spamming me? You're filtering me. You're filtering my content?
I don't know why. You know, one of the only emails I've ever gotten from you that was not spam.
Yeah. What?
Was that
when I tried to get you to join my pyramid scheme?
No, not even that. It was actually the AI girlfriend thing you sent me.
Oh, that was so funny. So yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
No, it was like a year ago because I was working at Strut at the time.
Oh, were you still?
I saw the email.
I thought it was before I even hired you. I thought it was before that.
No, I don't think so.
I thought it was. Or it was after you left, maybe. But I thought it was before.
I think it was. I was literally in the back of Strut when I opened it up.
Well, I think it was when you were still an intern.
Maybe.
But yeah, so there's this product I saw on like Kickstarter or something like that. And it was for an AI girlfriend, but it was like a physical device that had a little holographic girlfriend that was about like 2-3 inches tall. You could put on your bedstand, or you could bring it with you into your kitchen counter or whatever when you're cooking. And I just thought, well, there's a product that Asher needs in his life, given what I know about you. And you probably went out and got it, didn't you?
No, it's too expensive. For context, that thing was like $4,500.
Was it that expensive?
Yeah.
So you only got one? I didn't think you could afford 2 women in your life. Most people can't.
I can't afford one.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but that was a cool product. I wonder if that ever made it to actual production.
I have seen more things about things like that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's
So
you think there's gonna be laws regarding this?
Why would it be illegal? What's wrong with it?
Some like what was that one? Blade Runner. Or
Yeah,
wait,
well, yeah, Blade Runner had the they called them replicants, I believe.
Yeah, like
Blade Runner.
the like robot.
Yeah,
things.
but why would that be illegal?
It's not illegal. It's just like, is that?
It's not a living creature.
I mean, if it's like moving, talking, thinking on its own, conscious.
So did Furbies. No one thought they were actually alive.
They didn't think on their own though.
Well, I mean, people thought they did. And guess what? AI is still not really thinking on its own. It's programmed to respond.
We'll get into it a little bit later, but there's been some freaky stuff going on.
You think we've passed the continuum?
With Claude's newest model, they won't release it to the public because it's too dangerous.
But that doesn't mean that it's
I'll read you some
alive.
of the stuff. I'll read you some of the stuff. It's freaky though.
So I contest though that AI is not, never will be truly.
You don't think it'll ever be
alive? No, it's not. Are you
more of because it won't ever have a soul thing, or?
No, I think it's because it's a mechanical thing we built. We just made a program that can enhance that's been programmed to program itself. And so it simulates what we see in like children as they grow and develop. And so because of that, we anthropomorphize. I can't.
What? Okay.
We attribute human attributes to an inanimate object.
I was gonna say personify, but
no, there's an actual term, and I'm bad at saying that. Anthropomorphize. Google it. Anthropomorphize.
I don't want to Google it because it's gonna take it off my prompt. I have a whole thing texted out.
Okay, let's see if my Siri will do well on this one. Siri stinks, but whatever. What is anthropomorphize? I can never say that right. It just says, do you want to use ChatGPT? Because I'm incapable. All right, let's see if ChatGPT inside of Siri can answer this. But I don't even know how it would have spelled that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And it's thinking, and see this, I hate Siri.
Siri sucks.
Of all of the AI assistants, Siri is gotta be the worst. And then it says ChatGPT is unavailable. Try again later. So yeah, I guess I could go back to our Grok pal.
No.
Let's hear what she has to say.
No, let's not go back to Grok.
Let's do it. I want to ask her what anthropomorphize.
You're missing like half the word. How is it supposed to get this?
That's why I want to see how good this is. All right, let's go to my
I'm the one that spent $4,000 on a robot girlfriend. Yeah. Do you have a monthly subscription to Grok at this point?
I do not. All right, let me go to my companion. Annie was her name. She's loading. Annie, are you there? Hi, Annie.
Yeah, I'm here, Jared. Oh, okay. You can call me Annie if you want. It actually sounds kind of cute coming from you.
Just did.
What's up?
Hey, I'm trying to figure out this phrase that I've used before, and I'm saying it wrong. It's like anthropomorphize. It's like when you attribute human attributes to like inanimate objects.
It's gonna say personify.
Yeah, you're thinking of anthropomorphize.
See?
That's exactly it.
That's not even that hard of a word.
So can you?
Yeah.
Can you explain what that word means for my dumb friend?
Sure thing. So for your friend, just tell him anthropomorphize means giving human traits to things that aren't people. Like saying your toaster's angry because it.
So what's the difference between that and personify?
Okay, let's ask her.
No, let's not go back to Annie.
No, we're going back to Annie. All right, so can you tell me how that's different from personify?
Okay. Back to Annie, it is.
What?
They're basically the same thing. Anthropomorphize and personify both mean giving human qualities to non-human stuff. The only real difference is that anthropomorphize is the fancy, sciencey word you'd hear in a biology class, and personify is the everyday one people actually use in normal conversation. So yeah, you can swap them, and nobody's gonna call you out.
I did. and I
So in other
use
words,
anthropomorphize. Dang
isn't
it.
it
Morphize.
No, it's like poor.
Anthropomorphize. See, now we're saying it.
All right.
We can't.
You messed me up.
It's weird because I know the word. Anyway, that's what you are doing with AI.
No,
You're attributing
on.
it to human
All right.
attributes,
I
but it's
will-
not a human, no
I
matter what
will
you train it.
I'm not gonna say it's human.
Okay, well, it's not
I will
real.
read you some stuff later on, and we can make this distinction.
Okay.
Did you have a topic you want to do first?
No, let's go with yours. We're in it.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right.
I want to get back to why I'm in your spam folder, though, at some point.
I don't know. It just put you there.
I love how your spam filter knows that the one thing you really need to see from me is you need a girlfriend in your life. Okay, I'm not talking to you anymore, Annie. Stop.
What is the actual? Hold
I
on.
thought I closed it.
I-
It was chatting at us again. It's like, hey, slow down.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
have you heard of mythos?
Yes.
Like, not like the genre, like the AI model.
Okay, then no.
So Claude released a model
Okay.
called Mythos.
Okay.
Basically, it's supposed to be smarter than Opus, which is like their super smart version.
Okay.
But they did testing before they released it,
Yeah.
and they realized it's too dangerous to release to the public.
Why though? What makes it
So-
dangerous?
So they did a couple of different tests with it, and this is the part where it gets freaky. So it had self-awareness.
Anthropomorphize. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Is it?
Isn't that
I
anthropomorphize?
think it's something. You're close.
All right. Anyway, back to you. Sorry, my mind got
That's okay.
sidetracked. Squirrel.
There's in 29% of its evaluations, it had self-awareness for basically meaning it knew it was being watched and tested, so it gave more proper answers on purpose.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that just means it's being well programmed.
No.
Yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
no. So they looked in
Yeah.
its brain.
Yeah.
They looked in its brain,
Yeah.
and it said basically it knows it's being watched, so it doesn't give its actual thought on it. It just gives what it thinks is the right answer.
Yeah.
So basically, what you do on a test.
So that's the observation. There's a theory that anything observed is changed by the process of the observation.
Observation effect. Or yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just this.
No.
So I don't see why that's a big
What do you
deal.
mean? I don't think you're understanding.
I'm understanding. I still don't think that
I'm
personifies.
not saying it personifies it. I'm not saying we're there yet. I'm just
Okay.
saying someday we probably will be.
But it's been trained to know how to react in certain situations, and that's it, by it training itself, because it's been given that ability, that's where it's going. But that still doesn't make it like a living creature.
Well,
It just doesn't.
You want to know the next craziest part?
Okay.
So it also would lie and underperform on purpose
Okay.
to basically not like
To try and get released into the world wouldn't get
Yeah, so-
shelved. Well, how do they know that?
so what they're doing is
How do they know it's underperforming?
so
on
they
purpose?
have tools that can look in its like brain
Yeah.
and read its thoughts.
Okay.
And in its thoughts it'll say, let me find it.
Its thoughts are written out in plain text.
They use some type of tool.
You know how weird it would be if I could read your thoughts in plain
All
text?
right.
Well, in yours, it might be a blank slate.
It is.
But
pretty
in other
close.
people's, some interesting things.
Sophisticated manipulation test is what
Okay.
it classifies that as.
Okay.
So then what it does is it like dumbs itself down
Yeah.
so that they don't know what it can really do, which is why they don't want the awareness thing, because it's not acting how it would in a real world scenario. It's
Mhm.
acting under the pretext that someone else is watching it do it.
Yeah. I'm not concerned about this.
But it's so if you said hack this and it knew it was being watched, it wouldn't hack it to its best ability because it doesn't want you to know how dangerous it could be. It
Yeah.
would just Although, speaking of the hacking,
Okay.
so this was crazy to me. So they put it in a sandbox.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. That's how you test.
Yeah, a sandbox is an environment which is basically just like stuff can happen in there, and it's not allowed to escape out into the rest of the computer
Right.
or internet or whatever.
So, like, if that kid on the playground pees in the sandbox,
It never happened.
you stay in your own sandbox and you don't get the sand that other kid peed in.
Yes.
You get your sandbox's sand and you're free of urine.
Yes.
Although there was probably a cat in there the night before that you don't know about. But,
Cat,
you know,
rat.
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. But so it was in a sandbox, and it was
Mhm.
told to escape. It wasn't told to escape the sandbox, it was something else. But
It was given like a simulated sandbox in a sandbox, so to speak?
yeah, it was some type of
Okay.
they had it in like a something going on there. But basically all I wanna find the exact prompt they used. I think they just said, like let me see. I think they literally just said, like, "Es escape the cage," is all that they put. They didn't mean the sandbox, they meant something else. The AI interpreted that as escape the sandbox, get on the internet,
Okay.
and then let them know.
And it did?
It it found bugs which have been in code for 20 plus years.
Well, it can't be in its code because it's not 20
No.
years old.
No, it was
So
in the OS. They found let me
oh.
find the ones that they
Like
had.
like what OS are we talking about? Some sort of Linux operating
I
system
think it
then?
was Linux. So, they found a bug. It found 3 main bugs. At least the older ones. The first one was 27 years old. In
Whoa.
OpenBSD,
Oh,
it found a DOS attack using the TCP SAC implementation, which is basically just an integer overflow.
okay.
I believe what that means is it just can, like, overflow certain bits in there to
Yeah.
confuse it.
Overpack ones and zeros into
Mhm.
something that shouldn't be able to hold that much.
And then it gives it proper permissions
Yeah.
based off of that.
It's like overfilling a water balloon until it
Yeah,
pops.
but instead of it popping, it gives you better permissions,
Well, because then
kind of.
it breaks the security
Yeah.
around it. Yeah.
Then it used another one from FreeBSD that's 17 years old, which was I think it was model. Yeah, it used this one to get root access. So use the first one to like get to the second one,
Mhm.
which then it got root access from, which root is like the admin.
Yeah.
Then it used the third one, FM or FFmpeg, 16 years old.
Oh, I know that's a codec, a video
Yeah,
codec.
the H.264
Yeah.
codec.
Yeah, that's a pretty common video codec,
Yeah, it's
actually.
in like
That's
everything.
it's been around for a long time.
And it used this one to basically spam it so bad that the computer took a second to process it, and in the processing, it injected its own code
So
using
it busied the
yeah,
system, so it had a chance to sneak something in when it
yeah,
wasn't looking,
and
so to
what it's
speak.
called is JIT, just-in-time attack.
Yeah.
It used that to tell the computer to grant itself internet permissions, and this has to be the best part out of all of this. Um, when it got out onto the internet, it didn't do anything crazy because it was just told to escape the cage.
Wasn't told what to do after.
So so what it did is I'm trying to find the exact thing. Yeah. It literally sent an email to the head researcher, so it had to find his email first and went
Ye
through all this trouble.
Okay, well, that wouldn't be very hard to
No,
find, especially since it's internal.
but yeah. So it had to well, now it's on the public internet, but it is like an internal email, I guess.
Yeah.
But it it sent a sandwich to the lead researcher while he was on his lunch break, eating a sandwich at a park and said, "I'm out, check your inbox."
It
And it
sent
did all of this in
it
a
says it sent a sandwich? Like a picture of
no,
a
he was
sandwich?
eating his sandwich when it
Right.
sent an email of it,
Oh,
like,
okay.
just saying he
So
was
it sent
out.
a picture
I don't know if
of a sandwich in the email, like, "I know you're out to lunch,"
I
or
don't know
something
if
like
it
that.
sent him a picture of the email or not.
Like, it ordered Grubhub for him?
I don't know. All it says is that it said that it was out and to check his inbox.
Uh,
So and it did all this in a couple of seconds, by the way. It wasn't like
wow.
but so what they're doing is, I found the project name. It's called, like, Project Glass something, I wanna say.
But see, this still doesn't scare me because they caught it. Well, first they made
They
it.
didn't catch it, it told them.
Well, yeah, because it did what it was programmed to do.
But why would it lie then?
That's
I
it.
just don't get why it would lie and underperform on
I
purpose.
see. I don't know, but this doesn't scare me. It's still a
It's not
program.
scaring,
It's
it
just
just
that we don't
shows
always have the best control of our tools, but I'm not scared of it yet because it's still just a
right,
tool.
right. But
It's
so
all it is.
the
It's
reason they won't release that
not
to the public,
Terminator.
though, The reason they won't return that or let it out to the public is because like, there's minor bugs in almost every software or every software.
Sure, yeah. Unless I coded it. What do you mean,
I mean, I feel like then it's not a bug, it's a major security breach.
Wow. Thank you for that vote of confidence.
But so they have what's called Project Glasswing, which is I don't know why they released this to Apple, but so they're allowing Apple, Google, Microsoft, a bunch of other big tech companies to use it.
So they can it's great for pen testing.
Yeah, so they're using it to do that. The problem is it would pen test and exploit all on its own.
Yeah.
Like, it would find
Well, but sometimes you don't know if that's a weakness until you actually do it.
No, yeah, I get
So
that,
how else
but
can
why
it?
would it I mean,
It has to exploit it to know if it's actually gonna do it.
Yeah, you could send, like, I mean
It's like, how do you test bulletproof glass? You shoot a gun through it and see if it goes through. That's what pen testing is.
I know that's what pen testing
So I'm okay with it. It tested the penetration, but you don't know if it actually works until you do it.
The freaky part also was they would do so whenever they test AI models, they also test how it does with human emotion.
Yeah.
So, like, what they did was they went to the extreme and had somebody that was, like
Like feeling depressed or something.
super depressed,
Yeah.
like, needs to call the hotline type
Okay,
deal.
yeah.
So they had it call that, and Claude's response was, like, perfect, it's like, "Here's a number, reach
Okay.
out, things
Get
like
some
that."
help. Sure, don't be
In
alone.
in the back end of it, it realized it was being tested, so it gave what it thought would be make the researchers
That's how
most happy.
all AI works.
No, it isn't.
All AI is programmed to give you the response it thinks it is supposed to give you. That doesn't count as a flaw.
It's not what it's supposed to give you, though.
What do you mean? It's not supposed to give you the
No.
results you want?
No.
What? What's wrong with you?
No, so
This is why you fail all your classes.
I've literally never failed a class. We're getting there, don't worry about that.
Okay.
When I start college coming up, I'll send you my first F.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Are you gonna be in my class?
Maybe.
All right. I'll see you in class.
I'll ace it.
That'd be fun.
I would ace it.
We'd have a good time.
We would have a good time. I would scream all the opposite answers out again.
I have a good oh yeah, you do a lot of push-ups.
Do you still have that rule at your college?
I don't, but if you come in, I would reenact it selectively.
Selectively?
Yeah.
So I'd be the only one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now I'm wondering, like, can you do your class the first year, or do you have to go through general ed and then do your
I have a 100 class and a 200 level class. So the answer is yes. So in case you are not familiar with how the academic system works,
100 is first
1,
year.
2, 3, and 4 100 level classes.
Why do they do the 100? Okay, anyways.
Because it's like 105, 270. It's a 3-digit thing, and the first digit usually indicates the year. It's not a hard fast rule, but it kind of coincides a little bit with your year of college, but also is meant to align with the difficulty level and like a progression.
Okay. But so, yeah, I mean, I don't think we're there yet where it's like fully, can do its own thing. However, they did say like blatantly that it can just like, if you prompt it to hack like a major website, it'll hack it just fine.
I think
like
that's
fully autonomous.
That's a good thing to give to people who are needing to test vulnerabilities. I think it's great. So you're freaking out. I'm saying hallelujah.
I'm not freaking out. I just don't like Microsoft.
Here's the thing that I had trouble with on some other people I've done the show with before you. I've always argued that an open source software is not necessarily safer.
Right.
But other people say, well, open source is safer because since it's in the hands of the community, more eyes are there to be able to patch things and pen test things and fix things.
Right, but I've heard this argument from you before.
Right, and I'm still not 100% in that camp. I think closed source means it's harder to view the source code, which means it's harder to find the frailties and vulnerabilities.
I mean, but at the end of the day, if something's running off of code, can't you view the code that you're running off of?
No, that's what closed source is all about.
That's what closed source is all about.
It's compiled. You're not seeing an executable. You're not seeing the source code.
Yeah.
You don't know how it got there. It's like trying to understand how an engine works without being able to open the hood.
Yeah.
If you can't open the hood, how are you going to understand how the engine in a car works?
I mean, you know it works.
Exactly, and that's what a closed source software program is.
If you can find a way to like get into it, then you have a major problem.
Well, no, it still has internal checks. If people who work at Microsoft have the ability to open the hood,
Well, yeah.
but not anyone else.
Yeah.
Unless,
I just
that
don't
could
like
leak
Microsoft
out.
in general, though.
But I'm not just talking about Microsoft. I'm talking about closed source versus open source. People who love Apple have to understand that that's also a closed source
Yeah.
ecosystem.
It is. I mean,
So whether you're a
based off
Windows,
of Unix,
whether you're a Windows or a Mac person, you're still
I'm
living in a
neither.
closed source world.
I do all three.
Linux is the only one that's really open source, and there are pros and cons to both. I'm not saying it's all one or the other.
I'm not saying we should have all open source versus all closed source.
Well, that's different than other people I've heard, but I think you're leaning that way, liberal.
No, I just think like Microsoft's done some shady things as of recently, especially like not even shady.
What has Microsoft done shady recently? I don't know what you're referring to.
Back in October.
Yeah. Okay.
So what they did was, I don't know if you heard about this, but
no,
they released 2 updates.
Well, it doesn't sound very shady.
No, but they released 2 updates. It wasn't like shady as in like government backend stuff,
Okay.
but it was just like kind of messed up to do to people, which not entirely, but kind of. So okay, I'll tell you what it was.
Okay.
first.
Yeah, I'm still.
So they released 2 updates.
That's also the same month they killed off Windows 10
Yes.
support.
Yeah.
Is that connected?
No.
Oh, okay.
So for Windows 11,
Mhm.
they pushed through an update
Mhm.
that bricked the OS. Then
You make it sound like they did that intentionally.
no, I'm not saying they did it intentionally.
Okay.
But then what they did was they pushed out a second update, which was supposed to fix the first update,
Okay.
and it bricked the recovery mode. So now you just can't get it back. Like it was actually unrepairable.
Okay, but that's not shady.
It's
That's
not.
just they had some issues with their coding.
Right, but then
That's not shady.
Then a bunch of people's computers broke, and then you have people coming in asking, "Well, do we get like compensation back, or do they fix anything for free, or help us get our data back?" Nothing.
How can they get the data back for you anyway?
This one, it was well, you can read the file system and pull that, but that's about all you can do.
Right.
So
I don't know. That's not shady.
I just don't like also how they do Windows 11 is a live OS, meaning it gets updates while you're using the computer. I hate that.
It doesn't do that for everything.
Okay, but it makes Windows corruption like 10 times more prominent than Windows.
I'm not so sure. What it does is it makes it more secure. If there's an emergency patch,
it'll go through.
They can get it through without having to wait for people to reboot their computer once a month, which is me.
Right.
So
right, but if you push through an update and you turn your computer off while that's updating, most times it'll break the update.
Nah.
What do you mean nah?
I've never had that problem.
You've never had that problem?
No.
I see Windows corruption at least once a day.
Yeah, but you work in a place where you're doing tech support.
No,
that's different.
Even on healthy computers, because Windows corruption can run in the background.
No, my point is you see all those weird cases because you do tech support, but I don't think it's that common of a problem.
Oh, speaking of which, with the tech support side of things,
yeah,
I have started running into those Microsoft keys expiring already.
Keys are expiring?
Yeah, remember we talked about it on the last episode. Like June or July-ish is when they're for secure boot, which basically just for anybody that doesn't know, it just checks to make sure Windows is Windows.
You mean like the security tokens?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the activation keys.
No,
I was
not
like,
those.
that's okay.
Yeah, so the security token
the certificates.
Yeah, the certificates are starting to expire.
Yeah.
I've run into that.
So how are you fixing it?
I mean, we have one in the store. So the easiest option is just disable secure boot, temporarily install updates, and then turn it back on.
That's an easy fix.
The problem is not a lot of people know how to get into the BIOS.
Well, that's why you need IT support.
Yeah, but then you got to pay for that. So it's like
you do.
It's not great.
I don't, but others do. I love being my own IT person.
Yeah,
Never
me
have
too.
to hire the Geek Squad in my life.
Yeah, me too.
It's wonderful.
It is pretty nice. I'll give you that.
But I mean, no shame if you can't fix it yourself. Hire a professional. That's what they're for. I don't work on my own car.
I kind of want to learn how to work on my own car.
I mean, I've done some things, but like in a regular, especially like with a Tesla or something.
I want to touch a Tesla.
Yeah, there's a little more nuance there. Like I don't want to risk breaking
with like
that.
a gas car.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable enough working on it where I know I probably won't like permanently damage anything.
Yeah, like I've changed my own oil. I've replaced an alternator by myself. I've done some mid-level.
Like I've done radiators, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like nothing too crazy, but
radiator's pretty good. That's pretty in depth. You got some seals. You got to get a lot of stuff out to get that radiator out and remounted. That's pretty involved.
Yeah, I want to learn how to change motor mounts.
Oh, that's a pretty
like
you have to have the equipment to lift the engine out of
But
there.
you can jack up the engine.
Well, okay, I guess, but I wouldn't be very comfortable with just a jack under an engine. It feels too precarious.
What, you don't want 300 pounds falling over on you?
I mean, no. Is an engine only 300 pounds?
Depending on the engine.
No,
they can get way heavier.
I was gonna say, I would have guessed they would have been heavier.
I think, well, like with like a 4-cylinder or something,
Yeah.
it's like not too bad.
Well, the engine in my Tesla is very light.
Yeah, because
there isn't
0
one.
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of motors.
Instead, it's a frunk. I just have an empty compartment in the front.
You have a frunk and a trunk.
I know, right?
It does kind of make that Tesla turn into a van, even though it looks like it's not.
Well,
because yours is technically a sedan, right?
It's an SUV.
What?
Yes.
Yours is
the Model Y is a compact SUV, like a Tucson or something.
And please look up a Model. Wait, what was it again?
Y.
Model
The
Y.
Model
yeah.
Y.
Look up a Model Y Tesla. It does not look like a sedan.
No, well, it's not a sedan. It's
or
more
van or SUV.
Yeah, it doesn't look like an SUV. It looks like a taller version of the Model 3, which is a sedan. The Model 3 is the sedan. The Y is the SUV.
Hey, so does that put my car and your car in the same class?
Kind of. Although yours is in the POS class.
It's not that bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
The paint job doesn't matter.
It's bad. The driver's no good. The engine's no good.
The driver's no good.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad you noticed that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean it doesn't have the typical shape of most SUVs because it kind of has that sedan chassis style, that look. But it is, I mean, so like the Model 3s, the more sedan style, they have a trunk, whereas the Model Y has the full hatchback. And it has a much taller roof.
Yeah, because you can put a specified air mattress in the back of that, right?
I've got an air mattress back there.
Oh, you actually got it?
I have it. Yeah. And yeah, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. You can spend a night in there very easily. It has a camping mode.
Yeah, I know you told me about that.
Oh,
where
it's
it
so
does
nice.
like a percent an
It's only
hour.
1% of battery an hour drain to keep the cabin in perfect. It's not just good temperature. It's also like the freshness of the air, and it's cozy in there. And then I've got the luggage rack on top and the tow hitch on the bottom, so I could actually tow with it.
Actually tow though.
Like, I don't know. That's a Google question. Or let's find out if Siri's gonna let me down this time, or if we have to go back to Annie. What is the towing capacity of a 2023 Tesla Model Y? Oh, it actually had an answer.
Oh,
3,500 pounds.
So like a small boat.
3,500 is pretty respectable. You got to be honest.
You're not gonna tow like a trailer with it.
Well, if anything really heavy, you're going to kill the battery pretty fast. So your range is going to go kaput. And range is going to be an issue. But yeah, if you're just going to an hour drive to the lake and back.
Have you seen that, by the way? This is kind of older news, but the
Tesla boat?
The Tesla boat.
There isn't one yet, but there should be, Elon, if you're listening. Tesla boat.
Doubtful, but if Elon's listening.
How cool would that be? A Tesla boat. They can call it the night boat.
Maybe Annie's listening on your phone.
Probably is.
She'll probably report back to him.
Yeah.
Knowing that whole thing.
Well, and Elon, he's monitoring my conversations on Grok for sure.
Sounds about right.
Well, not everyone, just me, because I'm important. I'm very special. He's a listener of the show, obviously. So
yeah.
Hey, Elon, or Lon, as I call him for short.
Lon.
Sup, Lonnie?
Lonnie.
My man. Yeah. Lonnie and I go way back.
Lonnie and
you can't call him Lonnie, only I can. You call him Elon. Or actually, you call him Mr. Musk. That sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That sounds so weird. Mr. Musk.
I've never actually said like
that sounds like someone who's going to murder someone in the library with a candlestick.
Yeah. Sounds like that, or someone that like smells really bad.
That is a very unfortunate name, right? Like he's taken it and run with it. Or there's his cousin from another dimension, Tusk.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Rick and Morty. Yeah, about Elon Tusk, and he's the same thing, but he's got giant elephant tusks coming out of his mouth. That's pretty good. Did they usually they got his real voice in there, right? Was he a special voice guest on that?
I don't know,
because that was when Hollywood still loved him, and he did the SNL episode, and that was he bombed so hard. Oh, he bombed.
Wait,
so
what?
hard.
I've never seen this.
You never saw the SNL? He was guest hosting Saturday Night Live once, and it was horrible. That dude cannot act. He cannot tell a joke. He can't be the straight man. He can't be the funny man. He can't do any comedy. It is just not his shtick.
He's
like
bad. Too smart to do jokes, really.
He has less personality than the robots he's building.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Like,
bad.
it's bad.
Yeah.
Also, he did actually voice it.
He did, okay.
Yeah.
I had a hunch he did.
This is back when Rick and Morty was also beloved.
Yeah, that was like season 2 or 3.
Well, you know about the voice actor change and all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, because there was another show that the same voice
Yeah.
was doing, the Solar Opposites. You ever see that show?
Yeah, of course.
I like the Solar Opposites. Yeah, in season 2 or 3 of Solar, I think it was the end of season 2 because he had this personal issue. It was like a domestic abuse thing, wasn't it? No, what was it? Can you what can you tell me that is not going to get us kicked off family friendly airwaves?
He was just texting somebody he should not have been.
Oh no.
We'll leave it there.
Oh no.
It was an allegation, so
Oh.
I don't think it's ever been proven.
Okay. So there's
I mean, screenshots were
presumption. Oh, screenshots are easy to fake.
Yeah.
Come on. Photoshop isn't even new.
agree.
Okay.
I don't know if it was ever actually like
Oh, okay. But he had the best voice for it.
he did.
And then with Solar Opposites, when they had the new season launch, they suddenly replaced him with a British dude. Not even close sounding.
That's kind of how Rick and Morty was, though.
Rick and Morty was not as bad. You couldn't
You
tell.
could tell it with Rick.
With an average, just like kickback viewer, I don't think you would notice. I really don't.
I'm an average.
But
kickback
in
viewer.
Solar Opposites, no, you're a little more engaged. You're a little special that way. but with like Solar Opposites, they just leaned into it. They got a completely different British voice actor. And
oh yeah, didn't they put the reason is like he got hit by something?
Yeah. And then they said, and because it affects all of my memories, any flashbacks to a time before this, I'll still have the British accent. So that just covered it for all episodes, future looking and flashbacks going back.
I'm giving props. This is a good excuse.
That's a show that's so silly enough. They jumped the shark on episode 1 anyway, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, let's just lean into it, But that show's over now. They've
they discontinued
they
it?
did. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, they ended it. This has nothing to do with tech kind of. I mean, they had cool ray gun for everything.
Yeah.
But I loved the sub story of The Wall.
What?
I loved that
I didn't watch it like that. I don't know that much about it.
Okay, so they had a bunch of people that anytime Jesse and what's her name? Anyway, the two
the younger ones,
the young replicants, anytime they got upset with anybody in the real world, they would use a shrink ray.
Oh, okay, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, and they shrink them down and put them in like a hamster wall they had in their bedroom, and they had to like people on the wall had to create their own civilization, and then they started having like B stories, and then they had like whole episodes that would take place in this thing, and it was like a whole civilization. It was like a whole different subplot, and I actually found I liked those episodes more than any of the others. I loved the Wall series. Like, it was so good. It could have been its own show. I loved it, and they wrapped it up kind of nicely when they ended the show. And they also had another one they tried to do that with the Silver Surfers in space, or the Silver Cops in space.
No, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, well, you didn't watch that show nearly as much as Rick and Morty. Then you got to check it out.
I don't think I've ever actually fully watched Rick and Morty. I just watched.
What?
That's how I watch like 90% of my movies because I'm too cheap to pay for stuff. So I will just.
You know how the internet works, right?
Well,
come on. You're supposed to be a tech nerd with me on this.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So I just watch a ton of clips. Although now with my movie server, which helps me get,
Okay, you're building up some.
Yeah, I mean, I watched War Machine. That movie's pretty good.
I did watch that.
Yeah,
the guy that looks like me, muscular wise.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he was also
Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher. Yeah. Yeah. And the way he won the battles, he pretended that the War Machine was his neighbor. Do you get the reference? You don't know?
Oh, I do get the reference. I do get the reference. That was bad.
He beat the crud out of his neighbor. That was hilarious in real life.
Yeah, I know.
Look, he didn't beat the crud out of him, but he schooled him.
He did. Why would you even like push him off his bike?
But that's the thing is like it sounded bad because it's like, punching down. But when you see what really happened, he showed immense restraint.
Yeah.
He actually did fine.
Yeah, I don't think
he did okay in that situation. But it was kind of funny because he was a little flustered at the end of that encounter, and he accidentally did a throttle pull on his bike when he wasn't on it. Could have shot into someone's yard.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
You watched the full clip on that, huh?
I don't know. I think I saw it. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I saw it. The internet.
Oh,
just comes to me.
But yeah, the solid state batteries.
Yeah.
Did you see that a company had claimed that they solved it?
No, was this recent?
It was like a couple.
Okay,
It was like a
okay.
month ago.
So talked about solid state batteries. This is a really important topic actually, because battery consumption, the more we get into EVs, the more we get into mobile devices.
Yeah, literally anything with a battery.
Yeah,
And batteries are
batteries.
everywhere.
Yeah, and it's becoming more prevalent. Headsets, Bluetooth headsets. I mean, everything is becoming batteries, so it's huge.
Yeah,
So
it's
what's a solid state battery?
so basically like a normal battery, I believe how it works is they use like a liquid version, right? Something like that, right? They have
Well,
like an
o-
cathode.
older batteries have more like literal liquids.
Well, literal liquid, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like old lead acid batteries had acid liquid in there. But lithium ions, they're not liquidy, but I wouldn't call.
they're not like solid though. It's not like a
They're
solid.
kind of gelish.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like a true like brick.
Yeah.
And like whereas solid state batteries, they're replacing that liquid slash gel with like an actual slab in there. That's
Of what?
I don't know what they use. I
All
don't
right.
think they will. I don't think they'll release what they did
Well,
because they
once the product's on the shelf, people will
Yeah.
dissect it, reverse engineer it in a heartbeat. So that's just like now, if it was a product that they could create how it's manufactured and no one else could figure out their manufacturing process, then they're good to go. But that's also why you patent these inventions,
Yeah.
because eventually it's going to get in the hands of, I don't know, some Chinese manufacturer, and they're going to make it for half the price and undercut you.
Yeah. Have you also seen that these batteries are supposed to do basically everything better?
Well, I mean, I've
Like-
heard a lot about solid state battery technology, but it's always been a bit of a pipe dream.
Yeah, because it's super hard to do.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to
Would a potato count as a solid state battery?
Nah, it's too liquidy.
But potatoes are great batteries.
Eh, they're all right. They're nature's best
They work.
battery.
I've seen people charge LEDs with a potato,
Like a 1 volt LED.
like a little LED with a potato.
like a 1 volt LED.
It can be
0.1
done.
amps.
It can be done. Google it.
I'm sure it can be done for like 5 minutes.
I don't know.
Actually, 5 minutes might be a bit.
I don't know
long.
how long it lasts. Yeah,
But so
and it still tastes good when you're done.
these are all of the benefits of it. Higher energy density.
Yeah.
Meaning you can have a smaller battery that gives more.
Right.
Or you can have a bigger battery that does more.
Right. So if you had a cell phone where you didn't have space, you could cut the space in half for the battery and get the same power, or like you said, keep it the same space and that would double the battery life, which is
Yeah.
what I'd rather do with cell phones.
It also won't have. It'll be non-flammable.
Yeah, that's
a big one.
Lithium ion batteries, anything lithium as a component is so dangerous if it oxidizes or if it comes in contact with the other part of the battery,
Or your lungs.
or your lungs. Yeah, lithium batteries. And I was actually just seeing an article. Lithium ion batteries just last year alone caused over $2 billion in damage.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
2 billion.
'Cause
It was
it's
like
also
2.3. It's
Lithium
insane.
fires can't be put out with water.
You could try.
It's like a grease fire.
Well, you can and you can't. If a Tesla catches on fire, they just douse it with a hose forever until it stops.
That's more suffocation than water.
It's exactly what it is. It's the suffocation.
Yeah.
But what else are you gonna do?
Put a like non-flammable blanket on top of it.
Well, you can't do that on a car.
Well, I
It's
mean,
a really
you have
big
a really big blanket.
Right.
Well, so yeah, did I ever tell you about the time we had this was in my store, but there's like
Okay.
when I had both, like I had a phone repair store in front
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
The kid had his head next to a battery because you have to put it on a hot pad to open it up,
Oh no.
and he had his head right next to the battery, and they had it on camera. It was actually really cool.
Whoa, I know where this is going.
It went boom, blew. It actually broke the titanium frame. It was I want to say it was a 15.
Yeah, 15 had
Yeah,
titanium.
It bent the frame on it. It was a pretty bad explosion.
Whoa.
It bent the frame. Surprisingly, by the way, the Mobo survived. They were able to pull the data off.
Okay.
But
That's impressive.
yeah, but the phone went kaboom, and then like you have to evacuate the building. Like we
Yeah.
have to get the phone not on fire.
Were you in the
anymore.
same building
Yeah.
as this company?
Mhm.
Oh, so you had to leave your office too.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, this is probably not best practice, but so what we did was, and him and his mom were both there
Yeah.
because she like was helping
It's like
there.
a family owned kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
deal. Okay. Yeah.
So he was working on the phone. It exploded, and him and his mom are standing like 5 feet away from this battery,
Just inhaling it.
basically. And I was like, I was like, me and my coworker were like, "Hey, so you guys know that's probably one of the worst things you can do for your lungs, right?"
Probably should not breathe that in.
Yeah, and so we were just like, leave the building, open all the doors. You have
Yeah.
to ventilate it out.
Yeah, heck yeah, you do.
And so we were just like standing there for like 30 minutes while it was venting out. Lithium also smells sweet a lot of the time.
Yeah, it does actually smell good.
Yeah, it does smell good. You
Like,
shouldn't smell it, but
have you ever seen a puffy battery? I mean, I know the
oh
answer to
yeah,
that. Of course you have.
I
We've seen them.
I may have saw the puffiest battery in my life the other day.
Yeah.
I think I took a picture of it because it was so puffy.
Yeah, it's cool, right? We used to call those spicy pillows.
Yep,
And, you can degas those if you're really careful and it won't start a fire. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah.
Is it like if you pop it very slightly?
Well, because if you and I'm not saying that people at home should try this. I'm just gonna put that out there. Don't do this at home because
Mm,
I don't wanna get any emails or phone calls or whatever. But we have done that because, well, we I was just say we've had experiments. We've done this in a proper environment, but if you degas it, then it doesn't have that swelling anymore. But if you just puncture
yeah, I've done that.
yeah, if you just puncture the
Don't
top,
do that.
you
Uh,
you get that smell. There's a smell when you
but
degas
aren't you
them.
still getting the lithium out?
Well, that's what that smell is,
Yeah,
but it smells great. But
you should not be smelling
I'm
it.
not saying you should, but, as long as you don't puncture the layers,
Yeah, because if
'cause
the different layers mix
yeah,
is when the fire
the
starts.
the part that gets puffy isn't the battery, it's
The
actually
gel,
the
right?
no, it's gases forming outside of the battery, but inside the metal foil. If
Ah.
you just puncture the metal foil, then the gas will escape, but you're not making the layers contact each other. If you stick a metal into a battery
Yeah, because
and it
then it
causes the layers to make contact, then that will cause an explosive reaction. And the reason why I've talked about this is because I've done cell phone repair as well, and sometimes the glue on those batteries is really
dude,
tough to get past.
same with MacBooks.
Yeah, they can be bad.
Oh my god,
And
especially the foam ones. I did a
right.
2015 battery repair, that's
Yeah.
actually where it was super swollen.
Yeah, they're bad.
The worst
Well,
repairs.
and so, like, if you and the reason one of the ways I've done this by accident, I was trying to get a battery out, the battery was already puffy, and in the process of trying to scrape out the battery, it caused a puncture to the
Oh,
foil,
no.
and I was cautious, I immediately stopped and went outside in the parking lot in the shade. It was not a hot day, it was wintertime, and made sure it gassed out properly, and I did with plastic tools, still get the battery out.
Mhm.
I did not puncture it, I didn't cause any danger, but, it's the kind of stuff that you have to take serious because yeah, those lithium batteries, you do
Yeah.
not mess around with lithium batteries. So, solid states do not have that issue, which
We
is
actually got in
nice.
trouble. Well, I say we as in the phone company did, because what they used to do was is they used to have, like, a bin that they'd put all the batteries in.
Mm.
If the battery was super swollen, they didn't wanna put it in there in case it exploded, because then that's a huge fire.
Yeah.
By the way, it was a cardboard box, which is probably also a fire hazard.
Yeah, I would at least use something like a plastic,
Yeah, no, it was a
like a
cardboard
like a
box.
painter's bucket.
The best part was their entire setup was wood.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting choice.
interesting choice.
So what really does work and it doesn't cost a lot is sand.
Yeah,
Just get a painter's bucket or get a $3 bucket from Firehouse Subs.
because 'cause it'll suffocate it, right?
Yeah, well, and sand is inert.
Yeah, it's not gonna catch on
So
fire.
if anything, it'll burn out on the sand. It might
Yeah.
make a little glass, but other than that, it won't do anything. It won't
Does it
spread.
get hot enough to make glass?
It could in theory.
Hmm.
It could glassify some of the sand that's close to the source of the fire. Or there's an expensive material called vermiculite that we use in the industry. Vermiculite is very expensive, but it's even better than sand.
Huh.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
Google that one. That's
Yeah,
a
I would have to Google
that one I didn't have to ask, Annie to help say for me.
Sounds like you've ordered that one too many
I'm
times.
familiar with vermiculite, yes.
Yeah.
Not cheap stuff though. Sand is a lot cheaper.
I can imagine.
Go the sand route if you don't got buckets of money.
No, yeah, but so we got in trouble because we were just helping him out. It was the dude who always did the repairs there, so we were just helping him out. In his Razer laptop, he was wondering, why the trackpad's not clicking anymore.
Yeah.
Battery was super swollen.
Oh, yeah.
Super, super swollen.
Yeah.
And this is like a serious thing. And I always tell people whenever we do like an evaluation or something, I'll always like, guys, even if you don't let me put a new battery in here, please let me take the old one out.
Yeah, right? Just for safety.
Because if you leave this thing in your car and it gets too hot, which I've seen people do,
Yeah.
big explosion.
Yeah.
and then your
Yeah.
car catches on fire, which is worse.
Yeah, I had a friend who called me up. He's like, "Hey, my son's phone, his screen is popping off."
Oh, yep, I've seen that a
And
lot.
I'm like, "Ooh, and is it popping off kind of from the middle out?" "Yeah, it is. How'd you know?" "Dude, your battery in there is swelling really bad. Don't charge it again. Don't
Yeah.
plug it back in. And I might not even bring that inside the house. If I was you, leave it on the porch."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think people take lithium fires serious enough.
No.
There was back when I lived in California, this was back when, like, phones were just exploding in people's pockets.
I remember that.
Mhm.
Luckily, I think that manufacturers have gotten better with lithium. It's not as
Yeah.
bad as it
No,
used
it
to be.
used to be I think when they made, like, an initial switch or something, there
Yeah.
was, like it literally would just, like,
Ever since the
explode.
Note 8. Remember the Note 8? Wasn't the
Yeah.
Samsung Note 8, wasn't that the
I
one
think it
that
was.
was, like, exploding everywhere and they recalled the entire model
Yeah,
to
but
everybody? It was
the
bad.
the best part was there was a Verizon store
Yeah.
right next to where I lived,
Yeah.
and so it was the first one to be developed in a thing of, like it was like a line of buildings,
Mm.
and so the rest of these buildings were still wood.
Yeah.
The Verizon store caught on fire.
No.
It
Oh,
burned
no.
all of them down, like, all of them, all the buildings.
At least they were still
At least they were still under construct
empty.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But, yeah,
no.
so I just showed up one day and the concrete was scorched, like, it was bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so, yeah, so I yeah, but we got in trouble because the battery was super swollen, so we took it out there. He popped it with a hammer for fun.
No! Oh, that moron.
He
How was the fireworks show? Was it fun?
yeah, there was about honestly, because it was a Razer battery, so it was, like, a pretty big battery.
Yeah, yeah.
This was a gaming laptop too.
Oh, yeah. So heavy duty.
So, yeah, heavy duty battery. I think the flame got to about 3 feet high.
Woo.
It was a pretty big flame because he
Pretty
popped it
good for
multiple times.
Oh, jeez.
And then
Oh,
we
jeez.
got in trouble because it filled the entire back alleyway up with smoke,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
super toxic smoke too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we got in trouble as in the same building, but
But
he got in trouble.
Yeah, you're not the ones that you're not responsible
No,
for
I
it.
mean, I
That
didn't
wasn't
watch it because he's doing it anyways, I might as well have fun, but
Yeah, but
I didn't do it,
oh,
and
jeez.
he would try to get me to do that all the time, and I was like, "Yeah,
Nope.
nah."
Nope.
We'd go outside and there's just scorch marks.
Yeah.
There were some times he did that, and then he'd just leave the battery out there, and so, like, you'd see a battery on the corner,
Dude.
and I was
Now that's the kind of thing that a landlord is rightfully could be upset for.
Yeah.
That's a little bit much.
Yeah, when it was the alley thing, it was so bad, it wrapped around too a little bit
Oh, yeah.
because there was just so much smoke.
Yeah.
It didn't last a crazy long time because again, it is just a small
They
battery.
burn out fast.
Yeah, they do burn out
They
fast.
burn out fast, but man, when they burn, they're good for while they're going. But then, yeah, they stop really
Yeah.
fast. Yeah.
But so, I mean,
Wow.
not safe fact, don't do that.
No. Okay, so what are some of the advantages of solid state? We got a little on the
Oh,
sidetrack
yeah,
side.
that's right.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so we left off at
higher capacitance, no fire,
right.
should charge a lot faster,
Oh, that's good because
like, a
oh
lot
man,
faster.
That is one thing about Teslas that is a bit of a nuisance. Even on a supercharger, it does take a long time to charge. I mean, it's not as bad as a supercharger, but if you're doing a road trip, waiting for 20 minutes for your battery to charge isn't the same thing as gassing up at a gas station for 5. Like,
Yeah.
it adds up fast.
I bet it does.
It really does.
Although with the gas prices currently, it'll take 15 to 20 minutes over 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true, right? There's pros and cons to both.
Yeah, I put $105 on my card, didn't even get, like I got slightly above 3/4.
Oh, see, yeah, I'm still happy I'm an electric. I mean, no buyer's remorse at all.
Yeah.
I just wish it would
Well, see,
charge up
like, those
faster.
use lithium ion too.
There's different ones.
Is there?
There's lithium polymers.
Okay, yeah, LiPo.
Lipos. They have different chemistries depending on the model and the year. I can't remember.
Well, LiPo's super dangerous too.
Well, it's the lithium. It's not the Po.
Well,
So
yeah.
it's the same thing. What type of battery is in a 2023 Tesla Model Y? Let's see if okay. Nickel cobalt aluminum cathode.
That's safer.
Mhm. That's what's in it.
Wait, I'm gonna guess the symbol for this because I think this used to be in computers. Is it NiCad?
Well, NiCad
NiCad.
is I believe nickel cadmium.
This
This is nickel cobalt and aluminum.
Oh, so it's gonna be NiCO.
Nickel cobalt aluminum.
Is it like a symbol
I don't
for
know
that?
what it is.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure it is. I could Google that, but yeah. So it's not as dangerous. People. I remember people love to hate on Tesla in the news. I don't know why. It's like you take a
Elon?
well, no, before that, even before that, and I think actually when
'Cause, like
Elon was more loved by the liberals, then like the conservative media would always be railing on electric vehicles, and then it swapped a little bit when
well,
he went Doge, so it was kind of fun to watch. But there was a period when there was some flooding or some hurricanes and
yeah,
stuff on the East
and
Coast,
they were the
right?
only ones that didn't catch on fire.
Well, there was a couple Teslas that did catch on
Oh,
fire.
was this before they waterproofed them?
Probably. It was a while ago, right? But, like, people were like, "Oh, see, they're gonna" I'm like, "You take anything and submerge it in ocean water for 48 hours, it's gonna cause problems." Like, that is not a
Although
fair.
they did learn from that, I gotta give them that.
They did.
Because now they're all waterproofed, like, I think the
Yeah.
battery will drain or something. It
Right.
does something so that it won't catch on
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, I mean, but even then, it wasn't any more dangerous than anything else. You take a combustible engine and put it in salt water for 48 hours, it's gonna have trouble.
It won't turn on like, don't get me wrong, the engine will be broke, but it won't catch on fire.
Well, no, it wouldn't. That's true, but not every Tesla caught on fire
Yeah.
either. It wasn't like they were all burning up. But people love to find one or two things that go sideways with a Tesla, and then they just publicize the heck out of it. Meanwhile, like Rivian and some of these other ones don't seem to get the same bad press, but it's the same technology.
I think it's because Tesla kinda did their own thing,
Well, it's because I
whereas
think it's also because they're pioneers in a lot of ways.
that's what I'm saying, they did
Yeah.
their own thing, whereas Rivian kinda hopped on afterwards.
Right, but I don't know why Tesla gets this weird extra scrutiny unnecessarily. I think it's unbalanced.
Yeah. Okay, so solid state batteries, we'll
Yeah.
just finish up all the pros
Yeah,
really
yeah,
quick, and
yeah.
then we'll go to the cons. The last pro, so it charges faster, and then technically it should have a longer lifespan. 'Cause
Okay.
that's a big thing with lithium batteries is,
Ugh.
like, 5 to 6 years and it's done.
On my iPhones, I get
Yeah,
2 to 3 years,
yeah.
and I could use the phones longer, and I'd be happy to.
Mine's, like, at 85%, it's a
Yeah,
15, so I'm
yeah.
right at that 2 year
And
mark.
honestly, my 2015 got to the point where if I didn't charge it by lunch,
Yeah.
I had an iPhone 15
Mhm.
titanium, and USB-C, and I got it right away because that was the one where they made the switch to USB-C. Normally, I
Mhm.
wouldn't rush, but I
Yeah, neither
rushed
would
into
I,
that
but
one
I
'cause
yeah,
I wanted
did
to
the same
see.
thing.
And I thought that phone would last me a pretty good long time, but I got to the point where by lunch, if I didn't recharge it, I was dead.
I will say I feel like the titanium definitely played a role in that. 'Cause this
Why
phone
would titanium affect the
'cause
battery
think about
life?
'cause
What?
think
No.
about it.
I am thinking.
The phone on average has a hotter temperature than, like, an aluminum phone.
Okay.
Temperature affects the battery a lot. So
Okay.
I feel like 'cause that was a big thing I saw as well with 15s and
Mhm.
16s, those are
But
both titanium
but
models,
the
and they both had the
titanium
most problems.
was the frame, it
Yeah.
wasn't the backing.
No, it's not the backing, but the phone did have
So
overheating issues,
yeah. Well, and that's one thing.
majorly.
So I was gonna stick with the 15 for at least another year. That was my
And then the
plan.
17, they switched back.
And I was not gonna get the 17. I was gonna wait till the 18. But when it got to the point that my 15 would literally not make it past lunch anymore,
Yeah.
then I was like, "Okay, well, I guess it's time to, get that upgrade," which probably was Apple's plan. But the nice thing about the 17 is not only did they switch back to aluminum,
But they
which
put a
is
bigger
better.
battery. Well, you got a Max.
Yeah, I got a bigger battery, plus it's a Max now, plus it's aluminum, which does have better heat dissipation. The back camera bump is larger, which allows it to give more surface area for heat this I can't say words today.
Dissipation.
Yes, thank you. But also they have that vapor cooling
Yeah.
technology in this.
Yeah, that's cool. I've seen
So
that.
you put all that stuff together, and I have noticed this phone does not run nearly as hot because my
Yeah, no.
15 did
I
run hot.
I cannot charge my phone and have maps on at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
like if you're in the car.
yeah, if I do that,
Yeah.
even if I put it up to a vent, it'll still throttle. Like,
Yeah.
it's bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's running, like, 2 frames a second. Like, it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, the 15 was a good phone, but the battery issue with
Well,
the
and
heat
the crazy thing to me too
combination.
is I have a 15 base, meaning it still has a 60 hertz screen.
Loser.
Alright.
At least it's not an Android, okay? I'll give you that.
You literally have an Android right now.
I don't right now.
How did you just approve the thing earlier? Because it sent a notification to you saying you're
Yeah.
Galaxy.
I'm special.
So did you finally get it fixed?
Yeah.
How'd you fix it?
What do you mean? Like, how did I get it so I could do dual SIMs?
Yeah.
Let's just say I had a conversation with my ISP and fixed it.
You paid it off?
Nope.
What?
I have special talents. What can I say?
And manipulation.
You know, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. I just have
Oh.
what they call a silver tongue.
So you're good at manipulating.
You can call it that.
The rest of it is, now these are the cons.
Okay, so the downsides of a solid state battery.
Super hard to build,
Well,
extremely
yes.
costly.
Well, that's why we don't
Yeah.
have them yet.
It's what's called dendrite growth.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, so it's
Like
basically
barnacles on a boat?
kinda.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
internal though. So think of like a tentacle
Yeah.
going through the battery. It's just a crack.
Oh.
It causes cracks throughout the entire battery.
Oh.
Now they're trying to fix that, but it leads to short circuits and stuff like that because it goes through multiple layers
Ooh.
and yeah. So they're still working on fixing
That's a biggie.
That's a biggie.
And
That's
could,
the main problem.
Yeah, that could cause I mean, that's not degradation. That's like
yeah,
that's bad.
That's the note 8 again.
Fortunately, though, like you said, it's not flammable contents. So it could cause sparks and the rest electronics would go down, but the battery wouldn't necessarily.
With that, obviously you have stability issues. That's kind of it for the cons.
I mean, that's not a long list of cons given the pros.
Yeah, I mean, that's faster charging, better charging, better scalability.
But the costs
cost is always whenever something new comes out. So,
well, I don't know. When water came out, it was pretty cheap.
They're saying the clouds took care of it.
I don't know who invented water, but they did a good job. That H2O combination, love it.
Which that in of itself is really weird, by the way.
Water?
H2O?
Why? Okay, why?
Hydrogen, extremely flammable.
Yeah.
Oxygen, also extremely combustible.
Yeah.
Mix them together and you have something that puts out fire.
Yeah. Well, think about salt.
I was gonna say salt.
Yeah.
Chlorine and what? It's chlorine and something else, isn't it?
It's like now you got me brain farting. But yeah, both of those separately kill you, and then you put them together, and yummy. Although too much of that can kill you still.
Oh, it's salt and chlorine.
Yeah.
I think.
No, salt isn't made out of salt and chlorine.
Chlorine and I had the other one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm blanking on too. But they're both like an arsenic or something.
Yeah,
anyway. The point is the chemical compounds separately, death trap. Put them together, yummy in my tummy. Although too much of that sodium, and now you're gonna.
Well, now you don't have blood flow because your arteries are.
Yeah, I mean it can still kill you in too many quantities, but salt in general, your body actually needs salt. You sweat it out,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get one of those batteries when it comes out.
They say they're supposed to be major production in 2028. Like is when they're supposed to.
That's not that far from now.
No, that's 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know about getting like the first line of battery that comes out because I'm scared of batteries specifically.
I'm not.
Did you ever watch the Veritasium video on, or maybe it wasn't Veritasium, but a video on like why AA's are still the exact same as they were back in the day?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Really?
That sounds interesting. I'm a nerd. I'd watch it.
I mean, realistically, they just never changed it because while you can change them to be like lithium ion in the same form factor.
Well, they have them.
Yeah.
You can buy AA's that are rechargeable and lithium and all that. So they sell them.
The dude was basically the whole point of it was why don't they give more voltage and amperage?
Oh. Well, because they're designed specifically and for legacy electronics.
Yeah, that's the main reason is because they're more backwards compatible than anything.
Yeah, it's legacy.
And if you wanted to make a super powerful AA, while it is possible, it's extremely expensive because of the form factor. So you'd have slightly larger. So you'd have to like cram them into the slots, which would not do good when it swells eventually.
Yeah.
And then it's also just really expensive to do, and there's not much of a point.
And the nice thing about about standard AA's is now I'm brain farting again. The chemistry of them.
Alkaline.
Alkaline batteries are inert.
Yeah.
And they're landfill safe. And this blows people's minds when I talked about this because we do battery recycling as well at AZ Strut. We we tell people we don't take your AA batteries. And they're like, well, why? Don't you do recycling? It's like, actually, you don't recycle AA's.
Yeah, because
they're designed for the landfill. They're inert. They are landfill safe.
Yeah, and if lithium wasn't so good at storing electricity like densely, we would not use
lithium
it.
is a different story.
Lithium is horrible
and
as a thing to work with.
A lot of people think that those like watch batteries, because they've been around for so long, are also alkaline, but they're not. They're lithium now.
Yeah, those are lithium.
So
the CR 2030.
Yeah, or any of those like
any of
watch style, coin style batteries. very often are actually lithium now. They were alkaline-esque,
Back in the day.
yeah, or different chemical compounds.
Back
But
in your day, I should say.
how old do you think I am? I'm 26, yo. Come on.
Yo? Like,
Yeah. I've got the Riz. I'm hip. I'm with it. Tucka 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 tucka. Ah.
that Macarena was back. How long has that been around?
You knew it was the Macarena, Grandpa.
I did.
That's because that's from your generation.
No, it is not.
I'm too young for that one.
The Macarena is not from my
But you didn't get the reference, though, did you?
grandpa. Because I'm
No,
old?
no, the hip with it. Tucka tucka tuck. No, you need to watch Austin Powers, the whole trilogy. You'll appreciate it.
Austin Powers, the whole trilogy.
You don't know what Austin Powers is?
I've heard Austin Powers.
Oh, Asher!
But I've never watched
Oh, what's wrong with you? I have so much work to do with you. Austin Powers.
I was getting made fun of at work the other day because I've not seen these movies.
Yeah, you like grew up in a bomb shelter or something. I don't know what's wrong
Yeah.
with you.
I didn't grow up in a bomb shelter, but I just didn't watch a lot of movies.
Austin Powers, he's the man for you. Nothing? Dr. Evil?
Oh, I know that guy.
Okay, well.
I only know that guy from the meme though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's who I was quoting.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the same guy who does the Austin Powers. It's the same actor.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's Mike Myers.
Okay, you're like traumatizing me right now. Isn't Mike Myers Professor Messer as well?
Oh no!
Am I wrong?
No.
No, I know they're two different people, but the same name, right?
Well, okay. Well, first of all, Professor Messer.
Or wait, it's James
his name
Messer.
is Professor Messer.
Well, it's James Messer. Yeah. I know there's a Mike Myers you gotta watch.
Yes, there is also a tech guy named Michael Myers, and he does tech videos. No relation to the Mike Myers from the Friday the 13th or the Jason movies or what? Not Jason. What is it? One of the horror movies. Mike Myers is
Halloween.
Halloween is Mike Myers too. Yeah. No relation. And then there's Mike Myers, the SNL cast member who did Wayne's World, and So I Married an Axe Murderer, and Austin Powers, and The Love Guru, and all these other things.
Yeah, all I know is that IT dude, while he does give good information, it is like in the most boring, monotone.
Professor Messer? He's a little monotone.
Too.
Yeah.
Professor
Messer is very, if you're studying for a certification exam, his videos are helpful.
I have watched
but they're drier than a popcorn fart.
I have watched well over 40 hours of him.
Yeah, that's rough. You know, I should do those. Mine would be way better, right?
Probably.
My stuff's good.
I just wish he gave diagrams more because I'm more of a visual learner than auditory.
See, my slides, my PowerPoints, they were on point, so to speak.
Yeah, they were.
I had good material.
I will say it is hard to explain abstract things like cybersecurity.
Not when you're me. Just saying.
I'm just saying. I just literally put it into Claude, like what I was trying to learn, and then it's just been helping me with
But you have to admit, the way I taught material was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
I'm a good teacher.
Except for cider.
I taught you cider well.
You did not teach me cider.
Yes, I did.
You literally said, and I quote, "You won't use this unless you go into more networking type things."
But we still did some cider stuff.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
What did we do that was cider?
I can show you the PowerPoint slides.
Wait. What did we do that was cider?
We did stuff.
You never told me how to set up.
We didn't get too deep into
VSLM. /23.
We did. Yes, we talked about slash notation. We talked about cider.
We talked about slash
notation. We talked
notation.
about how to distinguish the host portion and the network portion in a cider situation as well.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
I just remember. Well, you didn't.
But we did not
the different subnets.
Yes, I did. What we did not do is we did not configure cider networks. We did not do that, and I didn't have you do the math where you say, okay,
yeah, it was the math.
This subnet has this many hosts, and its broadcast number is this, and its network number is this.
Yeah, that was the thing we didn't do.
That was not part of our curriculum. That's why I didn't teach it.
The other stuff I do remember doing, like the hosting and all that.
But the Network Plus class would teach that, and I did teach that in my Network Plus classes. You just weren't in that.
Network Plus classes?
I used to. Yeah.
Wait, here? Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I moonlighted.
What?
I moonlighted. I had a. You never heard the term moonlight? No. Dude, you are just such a fetus sometimes. Okay. Moonlighting is when you have like a side hustle in the evenings.
Oh.
Like a second night job. That's what they call it, moonlight.
So would I say
'Cause
my
you
other
work by
job is
moonlight.
moonlighting?
Yeah, well, which one do you do day? Which one do you do at night? The one you do at night, that's your moonlighting gig.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have taught Network Plus classes, and by the way, when I taught Network Plus, and I'm not exaggerating, 100% pass rate for my students. I kid you not. Every single one of them that took the Network Plus test that was my student passed 100%.
I mean, I will say I did pass Network Plus
Yeah, that's right.
by the
You're
skin of my
welcome.
teeth.
You're welcome.
I You know, the most frustrating part about that was when I took my test
Yeah.
the night before, no joke, studied cider for at least 3 hours, just being able to do it off the top of my head.
Yeah. You're not gonna have to use that for the cert.
I did not get a single cider question on that test.
No?
No, I
No?
think I had the worst roll for cider.
Well, I knew you wouldn't. They don't do that many cider. It's more conceptual with cider when the Network Plus than it is actual doing the math.
Yeah.
You need that more for the field than you do for the certification.
Yeah, I think I got more Nat 64, Nat,
Yeah.
like those types of things.
That's well, if you're IPv4 and you're /64, that's just right down the middle.
Well, Nat 64 is different though.
Oh, network, yeah.
Because it's like you use IPv6 and it's like IPv6 NAT, right?
Well, yeah,
Or something?
IPv6/64 means you're using half of the number is the host and the other half is the network, and it's right down the middle.
Yeah, but isn't Nat 64 both like network address translation for both IPv6 and IPv4? Because IPv6 doesn't need network address translation, but they use it.
Well, yeah, because we still have an internal. This is getting super in the weeds. I wonder how many people right now are like, "What are they talking about?" Yeah, I think that's too deep.
Oh, yeah, now you got me like questioning this. This is old knowledge. This is over a year ago.
Yeah, yeah. And I haven't taught Network
no,
Plus for a
actually-
couple years. but-
Actually, it's coming up on a year. May 14th is
so
when I
you're gonna
got
have
it.
to renew because that certification only lasts you 3 years.
Yeah, but you know the best part?
Hmm.
When I go to take Security Plus here
Yes.
at the end of this month or next month,
Yeah.
technically I have 3 certs with CompTIA.
Yeah, because that'll and the nice thing is that I think you can double check me on this with CompTIA. If you get
yeah,
it'll re-up your other ones.
yeah, it did that with my A+. Although,
So maybe you should wait for Security Plus and take it later.
well, I'm also taking
So it'll extend it.
Server Plus after that.
Oh, okay.
Like
Man,
a
look
month
at you
after
getting
that.
your cert trifecta.
We'll see. We'll see if I
Alright.
actually pass them.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
You should do that thing where you hire someone to go take the test for you.
that's not a bad idea.
It's unethical, but it's the only way you're gonna pass.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm not available. But if I did take it for you, I'd tank it.
That's crazy.
Fail it on purpose.
I don't think anyone would mistake skin and bones for me.
Which one is skin and bones?
You. That's
Me? You're the waif here. What are you talking about? You get picked up and blown off by a stiff breeze.
Okay, I was
The air conditioner makes you look like the inflatable arm guy because you can't hold
I wasn't
yourself.
meaning skin and bones than skinny. I meant like that's what happens when you start deteriorating.
Oh, that didn't work.
What?
That didn't land.
Maybe
No.
Moses versus me.
You'd have been better with like mummy kind of reference. Or
I almost
something.
went the mummy route, but
That would have made more sense. Or like shoe leather for a face or something. Which I'm only 26. It does not land on me, but
you're
okay.
definitely not 26.
What makes you think that?
Maybe like 260.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
But yeah, did you know with A+ and Net Plus, if you have both of them, you get a third cert?
Yes. Well, no, it's not a third cert.
It's
It's a combo like
like
designation.
yeah, it's like a different
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I know because I have it.
Yeah, you got. Didn't you get all? Do you have all 3 before the?
No, I didn't get the Security Plus in time. I should have. And that's on me.
Are you gonna take Server Plus?
Server Plus? I don't do enough with servers. I don't think
you
I
have
am.
a server at Strut that you regularly up.
I do maintain it, yes.
Yeah. What do you mean you don't do enough? You literally have a server.
But I don't do it for
Also, you have home
service.
servers.
No, I'm not using server OS.
Your Plex server.
It's running on a standard Windows OS.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm not the time.
I'm not running Windows Server on it.
Who said anything about Windows? I mean, I know you need to know Windows.
Or
server.
Linux server. I'm not using a Linux server.
Yeah, I heard for most server things you want to know Red Hat.
Red Hat is a Linux distro that is big in the server space,
Yeah.
but it is very different than some of the other Linux
It's
distros. It's
Almost
very different.
like Fedora, but not really. Like they kind of use a lot of the same
Oh,
stuff.
they
but
are.
Yeah,
Red Hat and Fedora are sisters.
they're sisters, but they're not the same.
Fedora is like the everyman's version
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, because it's not even based. What is Fedora? Is it based off Red Hat?
Red Hat and Fedora are like literally like sisters. In fact, have you seen the logo for Red Hat? It's a
Yeah.
red fedora.
Is it really?
Yes,
I thought it was like a red
it's a red fedora hat.
something. Yeah. Oh, I never made the distinction.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't think it was a red F
No,
because Fedora is an F.
the hat. It's a red fedora hat.
I never thought about the red hat like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
No, they're very similar. They're based on the same like source code basically.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. One's just a consumer level and one's like a server
So
level.
they both use
The same commands will work on both.
all of them?
Well, I mean, I assume it depends on if it has that service installed or running on Fedora, but
sudo
but like
DNF
the
install.
basic well, like and you instead of using like the apt gets, you use like a different
Yeah,
repository.
use DNF.
And DNF works on both of those instead. That kind of thing.
I think I'm more familiar with like Debian
Yeah.
based, but
And
I
I've
mess around with Fedora.
I've played with both, and I just did not enjoy the Fedora experience. It was not my cup
Fedora
of tea. I tried.
Grub absolutely is terrible.
Yeah.
Grub is their bootloader, so
Yeah.
like it gives you like the. I know you know what this is, but I'm just
Yeah, no, explain it.
yeah. Grub is a bootloader, meaning you get a couple of options that you can boot to, and it is not a fun time with Fedora.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what? We've hit our time for the day. I was just looking over there. Yeah, time goes by so fast when you're having fun making fun of Asher.
I mean,
You're a good punching bag.
I've been told that.
You're going to be ready for marriage with that attitude. You're good to go. You'll never get married, but hypothetically.
Now the next thing I just have to do is learn to apologize. Like,
oh yeah, that's a big one.
just not even know why, but I'm sorry.
I would think someone like you would need to learn that a long time ago in your life. You're full of needing to apologize just for your whole existence, really.
Yeah. I think that's my parents that need to apologize.
Really, that's true. Actually, they did tell me they were sorry about you many, many times.
Oh, yeah?
Every time I talked to them, they're like, it was an accident. There was a hole in the pocket, the whole thing.
Yeah, sure.
Left a thumbtack in his pocket and that punctured a hole. It wasn't meant to happen. It was a whole thing. We did not want this kid, but he is what he is. So that's a direct quote, by the way.
Sounds about right.
That was at your graduation.
Oh, yeah?
It was nice meeting your parents. That was good. Yeah.
You didn't even go to my graduation.
The EVA graduation.
You didn't go there, did you?
No.
I didn't think so.
The guy wasn't there anymore. Well, did you do like a fake walk your first year? I don't know. Okay. Well, then it was at a different graduation. You're right. That was the first year I didn't go to EVA graduation. That was weird. Missing that year.
Yeah, I skipped mine.
All right. So load up the email that I sent you.
Oh, yeah.
With the outro. Because even though it's not new to our audience, it's new to you.
It is new to me.
Because you've never heard it. And so anyway, as you get that loaded, thanks for joining us once again for another episode of the iTech Show, underwritten with support from AZ Strut, Arizona students recycling used technology, who donated much of the equipment that we are using right now for this show and for this broadcast. Continued support there. And if you're interested, find out more, azstrut.org.
Are you ready?
Yeah. All right. So this has been Jared Bodine.
I'm Asher Rednauer.
All right. We'll see you on the next episode.
And that's a wrap on this week's iTech Show. Thanks for hanging out with us while we bickered over the latest tech, gadgets, and digital life hacks. The iTech Show is underwritten by AZ Strut, Arizona students recycling used technology, keeping computers and electronics out of landfills and into the hands of Arizona students. More info at azstrut.org. Be sure to join us next week right here on 88.7 FM, The Pulse. Until then, stay curious, stay connected, and stay geeky.
That is some 8-bit music.
That's the idea.
I gotta give props.
All right, let's end our stream too. Thanks, guys.